Welcome to the Rucker's Edge podcast, a show all about rucking that is designed to help you improve your rucking routine, lose weight, and ultimately gain your strength and energy back. Each episode dives into the science, stories, and strategies behind rucking. You'll learn from top ruckers, coaches, health experts, and performance specialists who break down what it takes to train smarter, recover faster, and stay ready for the next challenge. So whether you're new to rucking or an experienced rucker that's already logged hundreds of miles, this is the show for you. I'm your host, Spencer. Thanks for listening in. Today we're doing another What's in the News episode. We did one last fall, and this is the one for spring 2026. These are some of my favorite episodes to put together because you get a little bit of everything. New gear, some events, what really awesome ruckers are doing, and we've got a solid lineup today. Some big gear news, a couple of events worth knowing about, and then the Ruckers Doing Cool Things segment, which honestly has some of the coolest stories I've come across in quite some time. Before we get going, if this show has helped you in any way, it would be amazing if you could drop me a quick review on whatever app you're listening to this podcast right now. It helps me bring new episodes every week, and more importantly, more people looking to improve their fitness will be able to discover the podcast so you can help someone start or improve their rucking. Thanks so much. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with gear, and we'll start with GORUCK. And I'm leading with this headline because it's been a long time coming. The RUCKR 5.0 is here. We've all been waiting for it, and if you've been rucking in any previous version of the RUCKR, you know how good that platform already was. And the 5.0 builds on it with two meaningful upgrades. The first one, lumbar support. So GORUCK added what they're calling a damn that's big foam pad. It's designed specifically for maximum lumbar and lower back support. And the idea is that the pack now works with your spine's natural curvature rather than just sitting against your back. So if you've ever finished a long ruck and felt it in your lower back, that addition is going to matter for you. The second update, magnetic internal pockets. So I think previously they did zippers. Now the RUCKR 4.0 has Velcro, but this newest version 5.0 has magnets. They've replaced the internal storage closure with silent, snag-free magnetic closures. No zippers to jam, no Velcro to wear out or catch on things, and just quick, quiet access. I'm looking forward to testing these out and taking a look at them. Everything else that made the RUCKR is still there. The fit, the feel, the durability, it all looks very similar to the 4.0 model outside of those two major updates. GORUCK has always said that the RUCKR is the most comfortable rucksack ever built, and the 5.0 keeps that reputation intact with fixing two things that were legitimate friction points for a lot of people. Really excited to see this one out there in the wild, so we'll see. I'll have the link in the show notes. Now, a few more things coming from GORUCK worth mentioning. They released two new training accessories, the Anchor Loop Medicine Band and the T-Rex hand straps. GORUCK put out videos for both of those, and honestly, that's the best way to see what they're actually about. So links are in the show notes. I'm not going to go into too much detail on those on this podcast. Another thing, the M26 is also available for pre-order. This is the first pack that GORUCK has designed with a direct community input built into the process of their design from start to finish. I guess they went through I'm sure hundreds of comments, DMs, and suggestions that shaped the final design. And what they finished with was a new quick access lid pocket with a rain flap and internal mesh organizer. Two side zip pockets that sit internal to the ruck so they don't throw off your balance, and an extended main compartment zipper for better access. Pre-ordering locks you in at about 25% off retail. They're targeting Q4 2026 for shipping with a possible slide into early 2027. And they're being upfront about this. It's a limited run. However many pre-orders come in, that's roughly about how many they're going to make. So I guess if you want an M26, you got to place a pre-order for it. And finally, I have to mention their April Fool's post from April 1st. GORUCK dropped a concept online for the quote-unquote Loadmaster 42L with wheels. It's a rucking suitcase, which is hilarious to see some of the comment sections online about wheels on a rucksack. I suggest you go do a quick Google for that. Moving on to Frontline Athletics. Frontline Athletics has been busy, so there's a lot to cover here. First, they just wrapped up a Mother's Day sale, but if you missed that, don't worry. They are going to be having a Memorial Day sale coming up. If you've had your eye on the Trailblazer Ruck, that's your window. I'll drop the link in the show notes when it goes live. There's your opportunity to pick it up at a slight discount. The second item Frontline's been working on is they're hosting their first ever wellness event, and this one looks like it's a really good one. It's going to be on June 6th, 7:30 to 11 at JFit in Naperville, Illinois. The event is in partnership with JFIT. A portion of the proceeds benefit Warriors Walk, which supports veterans' suicide awareness and prevention. Here's what's on the agenda for that event: sandbag workouts, community ruck, yoga and recovery, cold plunge, chiropractic support, and coffee, food, and other vendors. So it's a full morning. You get the physical workout in, and then you actually take care of your body afterwards. If you're in the Chicago area, mark June 6th on the calendar. Again, details to follow. Third, and this is a big deal, Frontline has partnered with Spartan DEKA and is now the official ruck partner of DEKA Fit. And it goes further than that. They're going to be the ruck partner for DEKA affiliates hosting DEKA Strong and DEKA Mile events as well. So affiliate gyms will have a specific discount code to purchase rucks for their facility and events. So if your gym runs DEKA events, keep an eye out for that. Really cool to see Frontline getting that kind of partnership. It puts their gear in front of a massive community of functional fitness athletes who are a natural fit for rucking. And finally, a quick note on Wild Gem. The Wild Gem Feather Ruck is now available in black. I think that came out in December or so. So some of you already know, but in case you missed it, it's out there. A clean, low-profile look, if that's your thing. Moving on to software or ruck tracking. The RUCKR app is live. I got an email earlier this week, as I'm recording this now, that it's live. This is a rucking-specific app built from the ground up for our community, and the feature set is genuinely impressive. One of the features is a load-aware calorie tracking feature, which is pretty cool. There's also equipment tracking that locks your specific plates and pack to every ruck across your mileage history. Apple Health and Garmin import with smart deduplication, so you're not getting double entries. It's always a hard thing to go and manage, have to go back and delete a workout. And a social feed built for ruckers, so fist bumps, comments, hitting up your crew. It's on the App Store and Google Play right now. The developer, Ben, is actively building from community feedback. So if you see something, say something. Give him a heads up. He's asked for people to report bugs. Download links in the show notes and follow at rucker.app on Instagram for updates. And that's Rucker without the E. Okay, moving on to events. Let's start with Tough Ruck 26.2. So the Tough Ruck Marathon just ran, and I want to take a minute on this one because it's pretty profound. Tough Ruck Nation is a group of military, first responders, and civilians who ruck in honor and in memory of fallen service members, police, firefighters, and EMTs. Their signature event, Tough Ruck 26.2 Boston, runs the weekend before the Boston Marathon in partnership with the Boston Athletic Association. And Tough Ruck finishers are awarded the first of the official Boston Marathon medals each year. That's a detail I didn't know anything about. That's really cool. Gritty Soldier was in attendance and rucked the marathon this year, and they highlighted a few athletes with some really meaningful missions on their website. I'd encourage you to check out the Tough Ruck website directly for the full list, but I want to mention one specifically, Andrew Starruck. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Great last name. Air Force veteran, Worcester firefighter, completed back-to-back marathons. He did the Tough Ruck 26.2 on Saturday and then turned around and did the Boston Marathon on Monday. There's a term for that, actually. It's called the double unicorn. I found that out doing research for this episode. But he was raising money for the Military Friends Foundation, which is the official charity of Tough Ruck Nation. So 2 marathons, 3 days apart, and one of them with a ruck. That's a remarkable feat, and it's for a great cause. Hats off to Andrew and everyone who ran it this year. Link to Tough Ruck Nation is in the show notes. Moving on to Ruck Race League. They wrapped their second event in April. The challenge was ruck a 5K as heavy as you can go, and the men's division winner set some pretty phenomenal records. Mike Pinkney rucked it with 333 pounds, just amazing. And the women's division winner, also amazing, Amanda Gray, she rucked it with 231 pounds. Those are insane weights. My ankle would be done after the first block with that much weight. These are absolutely elite performances from both Mike and Amanda. And actually, they have both secured their slots in the Ruck Race League finals, which makes them back-to-back Ruck Race League finalists. They both made the finals last year. So they're locked in for the finals this fall. Congrats to them both. And moving on to our last segment, let's talk about ruckers doing cool things. We'll start off with the fridge guy, Jordan Adams. Jordan Adams is a 30-year-old from Worcestershire, England. He and his brother Kian lost their mother to frontotemporal dementia, FTD, when she was just 52. After she passed, both brothers were told they carried the same rare FTD gene, meaning they're very likely to face the same diagnosis in their 40s, with likely the same result. Their response to that news? Raise £1 million for dementia research before it catches up with them. Jordan ran the 2026 London Marathon with a 25-kilogram fridge strapped to his back. That's 55 pounds. A household appliance for 26.2 miles. And he had a very specific reason for choosing a fridge. He said, quote unquote, because that's what it feels like sometimes. Like you're carrying something heavy that no one else can see. I'm doing this to make dementia visible. Mo Farah ran alongside him at one point during the race, and Jordan said the crowd support was unlike anything he'd ever experienced. But the London Marathon was just the start. The next day, Jordan flew to Belfast and began running a marathon a day across all 32 counties of Ireland. 32 marathons in 32 days, with his brother Cian cycling the route beside him. Their family lost 12 relatives to FTD. They are literally running out of time, and they are spending that time running for everyone who will face this disease after them. The FTD fundraising page is linked in the show notes. And finally, the last story here is about Jeff Allen. He's the $10 million winner from season 1 of Beast Games. That's Mr. Beast competition show, which I didn't even realize he had one. Jeff's son Lucas has an ultra-rare brain disorder called creatine transporter deficiency, or CTD. There are only about 400 diagnosed cases in the entire world. The condition prevents creatine from reaching the brain and can lead to severe developmental challenges, seizures, and speech impairment. There's no cure, unfortunately. Getting a promising treatment into clinical trials costs an estimated $8 million. So Jeff did something pretty astounding to raise awareness for this. He rucked 5 marathons in 5 days across eastern North Carolina, from Atlantic Beach to Beaufort County, carrying a weighted backpack representing the weight of his son, Lucas. He called the campaign RUCKR. He wasn't alone. Other Beast Games contestants joined him, along with a U.S. Marine named Christopher DeVault, who found out earlier this year that his own young son has the same condition. 2 dads rocking for their boys. Freaking awesome. Jeff and his family have already helped raise over $1 million for CTD research, and they're matching any donation of $500,000 dollar for dollar. The effort is part of a broader push with the Association of Creatine Deficiencies Race for a Cure initiative. The RUCKR donation link is in the show notes if you want to contribute yourself. All right, that wraps up today's Rucking in the News episode. If you want to reach out to me, head on over to theruckersedge.com or find me on Instagram at theruckersedgepod. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to follow or subscribe to the show in your favorite podcast app so you're notified when new episodes drop. That's it for today. Thanks again for listening to this episode of The Rucker's Edge.